ready, Lucy? Okay, so grabbing your bolsters. All right.
Hey, Kat.
Oh,
we don't see you. We see Susan.
Oh, weird. Wait. Oh, I have to pin me. Wait, no, I have my. Hold on, let me rewind. I have. It's weird because I'm pinned on me. How do you?
I see you now.
How do you just see Susan? I'm curious because this is like I'm pinned. So you see me now, you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see you.
Okay, great. Now I have to mute you all. Sorry. All right. Okay. All right, now. Do you have any other not seeing issues? Let me know. So go ahead and lay on your backs. That one. Oh, Chris. So starting on your back, and either have a bolster or a blanket or.
Did you record?
Yes, it is record. It says recording.
Okay.
Thank you. So you can grab blocks to help support your knees. There's also extra blocks right here. All right. So your feet can be together, your knees apart, supported by blocks. You can have a bolster or a blanket or pillow to support your back. Or you can have extra blocks to actually support your skull, and you can open up your chest that way, whichever is the most relaxing for you. So closing your eyes, arms out to the sides, relax the shoulders, palms facing up, inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs. Hold it at the very, very top. Keep holding. Sip a little bit more air in. Sealing the mouth. Keep holding. Exhale out of the mouth. Big puff of air. All that residual oxygen, residual air that's never been used. And then from here, focusing on the tip of the nose. Imagine breathing one molecule of air at a time. And through each nostril, tracing it back in the trachea, back past that pharynx, in through the branches of the bronchi of the lungs. Filling up the 3 lobes on the right, the 2 on the left. Always room for the heart. All the way to the top. And then hold it at the very top. Using that diaphragm, squeezing the diaphragm, contracting it. And then exhale, releasing out. So just tracing the rest of the oxygen, unused oxygen, up through the throat, out through the nostril or mouth. And from here, internally gazing, looking at your third eye, so the point between your brow. So gazing internally, looking up to your third eye, coming and forming an intention for your practice. So from here, if you have any insight or flash insight, you can practice the niyamas or yamas. One of the 2 branches of the 8 branches of yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, they call it Ashtanga, the 8 limbs. The niyamas, yamas, composed of, I think there's 5 each. The 5 practices you work on yourself, and 5 practices you can do to help others. One of them is ahimsa, which is non-violence. So maybe practicing compassion, kindness, awareness for yourself. Another thing is asteya, which is truth, unless that's sattva. I think it's always sattva. But asteya is non-stealing. So non-stealing, non-hoarding. And sattva is truth. And then they got aparigraha, which is moderation. And then you have svadhyaya, which is to surrender. And then there's that self-study, always self-study, looking within yourself. And from that, sealing that intention with breath. So inhaling all the way to the top of your lungs. Holding at the very, very top. Keep holding. Sip a little bit more air in. Sealing the mouth. Keep holding. And then exhale that intention out to the universe. Just relax. Just surrendering that. Let it be known. From here, blinking your eyes open. Sealing your knees back together. Rolling off the bolster. Coming onto your mat if you're not laying flat on your mat. Removing those blocks. We're going to extend those legs out. And then here, inhale, lift those arms up to the sky. Here, rock and roll, wiggle those wrists, wiggle those fingers. You can even point the toes, flex the feet. Lift the shoulders, keep reaching. Hands exhaling all over your ears, reaching and stretching, yawning. Squeezing and pumping the fists. If you want, point those toes. Stretch through the spine. Exhale, pulling the left wrist. Exhale, pulling over to the right side body. Breathe into your left lung. Here you can walk your heels all the way to the right corner of your mat. Here you can even stack your ankles. Get the full stretch. Breathing along the left side. And inhaling, walking the feet back. Inhaling to stretch and lengthen, pointing those toes. Reaching the fingertips to the top. And then grabbing your right wrist, walk it and pull it over to the left side. Here you can walk your heels over to the left corner. Get the full stretch of that lateral, this banana asana, banana pose. You can even stack your ankles, get the extra length, lateral stretch. Breathing nice, slow, textured breaths. Then inhaling, walking back the heels, inhaling to straighten out the spine, reaching. Exhale, pulling that right knee toward your heart line. So pulling it toward your nipple. And rock and roll them, wiggle the ankles, wiggle those toes. Pulling the knee in toward the heart. Your left hand on the belly. Feeling for that belly breath. This is the Ardha Upasana, half wind relieving pose. Exhale, pull that right knee out to the right side. You can keep your feet flexed. You can wiggle those toes still. And keeping that hand on the hip or the belly, you can feel for that belly breath. Close those eyes. Observing, internally gazing. In any of that tightness in the groin, observing any contracted states. Slow your breath down. And then inhaling that leg back toward the center. Now reaching for the strap nearby. Place it on the sole of your right foot. Otherwise, if you don't have a strap, you can grab your peace fingers and grab your big toe. And have a micro bend on the top leg. Here, try to press your heel up to the sky. Flex the feet. And imagine standing on that left leg still. Left hand on that left hip. You're going to straighten out that bottom knee. Imagine you're standing and then looking at your top toes, try to straighten out that knee. Breathing here, getting the full stretch of your hamstring. Here, try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead. Breathing slow. Feeling for that belly breath. Then exhale, dropping that right leg out to the right side, swinging it like a porch door. Here you can rotate your right pinky toe downward. You can rest it on your neighbor, or you can use a block. Support the ankles. You're opening up those abductors. Slow the breath down. Breathe across the heart space. Extend your left arm out to the side as well. Relax the shoulder. Close those eyes and breathe across the heart. Listen for that ujjayi breath, that ocean sound behind the throat. Slowly, slowly inhale that leg back up to the sky, pressing the heels, flexing the feet. You're swapping hands on the big toe or the strap. You can bend the bottom knee, scoot your hips over to the right just slightly, extend that right arm out to the side, and then Extend that bottom leg as if you're standing again on that left foot. You're gonna exhale, drop that top leg over and twist. And if you need a little space, you can move and scoot your booch. You can use a block again, or your neighbor, to rest your ankle on. And imagine again standing on that left foot. So extending that right arm out. So you're relaxing the shoulders, getting the full stretch. Close those eyes. Take that time to breathe. Again, keep imagining you're standing on that left foot too. You're still engaging the bottom leg. And these are working out your right IT bands. Iliotibial bands can be a little short. I'm running, I'm walking a lot. And then slowly, slowly inhaling that leg back up to the sky. Release that foot. Straighten out the spine. Relax the palms up. Coming into Shavasana. Close those eyes, relax the shoulders, palms facing up, and just feeling that reverberation, that energy bounding back into your body, that subtle body energy. And then now pulling the heels in toward each other, rubbing the feet, noticing, observing the difference of the length of your legs. Again, there's one side longer, one side shorter. You like Gumby? Now blink your eyes open, inhaling that left knee into your heart line. Again, rock and roll, wiggle those toes, pulling the knee in a little closer toward the nipple line. Now imagine standing on that right foot. So you're feeling, you can place your right hand on the belly, feel for that belly breath, but close those eyes. Observe any contracted states, any tightness in the glutes, the groin, opposite leg. Now pulling, exhaling, pulling that left knee out with your left hand, placing that right hand on the hip or the belly, just feeling again for the belly breath. And is there any tightness in the glutes, the groin even? You keep your feet flexed, you can wiggle those toes still. Imagine standing on that right leg. This little half power stance. Actually, this would be a full power stance, but it's half Ardha Upasana still. Inhaling that knee back toward the center. Now you can grab that strap, place it on the sole of your left foot, or you can use, again, if you don't have a strap, you can grab your peace fingers onto your big left toe and then kick your leg out. Right hand on that right hip. Imagine standing on that right leg. Try to straighten out the knee if possible. If not, you can try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead. And imagine still that you're standing on that right leg. So you're going to get that stretch in your right leg as well, in front of those hip flexors. So breathe here. Listen for that breath behind the throat. And then exhale, dropping that left leg out to the left side. Here, looking at that pinky toe. You can scoot your hips over. Rotating that left pinky toe downward. Open up those abductors. Rounding that right shoulder. You can extend your right hand out to the side as well. Palm facing up. Just relax the shoulders. And imagine still standing on that right leg. So this is your Supta Padangustasana. So supine big foot toe hold. Big toe hold. Padangustasana. So breathing slowly. In that time, observe the breath. Listen for it behind the throat. I'm getting ready to inhale that leg back up to the sky. Again, flexing both your feet. Imagine standing on that right leg. We're going to swap hands on that foot, or that strap or toe. You can bend that bottom knee and scoot your hips over to the left. Extend the left arm out to the side. Exhale, dropping that top leg over to the right side. Again, you can rest on a bolster block. And imagine standing on that right foot. So close those eyes. And the full stretch of this, laying on this lily pad with your lily pad friends. So enjoying the little lily pad cocktail, enjoying the dappled sun, enjoying this beautiful stretch. And slowly, slowly. Inhale that leg back up to the sky. Release that leg, lay that leg side by side, straighten up the spine, palms facing up. Close those eyes. Relaxing, let the eyeballs sink in. Relax the throat. You're observing your body energy. You feel a little bit more stretched out. You're pulling the heels toward each other. Again, rub the feet. Notice the difference of before and after. Notice the difference of left versus right. Are they equally long? Your hips do a little extension just from just that little kind of exercise. It's just so neat, noticing the difference of what you can do to oxygenate those joints. Now blink your eyes, inhale the knees in toward your heart line. You rock left and right, massaging the side bodies. You're drawing big circles with the knees, inhaling one direction, massaging the lower back. And then exhale, circling the opposite way. And then here, pulling the knees apart, rocking left or right. You can grab your ankles. If you want, you can grab the soles of your feet. You can pull the knees in toward your armpits. You can even start kicking left. You can start kicking right. Gonna open up those hips. Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. I'm keeping a hold of the feet. Gonna rock up and down the back of the spine, massaging the back body, keeping the chin to the chest. And then rolling up into a seated position. So crossing your ankles, or in Sukhasana, easy pose, or one ankle in front of each other. And Siddhasana, and of course you can use blocks for the knees. You can do half lotus if your knees are allowing it, where your heel is to the crease. Here, pulling the flesh out from the back side. So everyone's different. I prefer Siddhasana. It opens up the hips for me. So grounding down, pulling the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Breathing here, look toward the thumbs. Breathing to increase the length of your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. So hands out in front. So inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk those hands out, hinging at the hips. Breathe into the back. Slow down the breath. Every inhalation, come out just slightly to increase through the spine. Exhale, walk those hands out some more. So just keeping crawling those fingers out, breathing into the back. Slow down the breath. Taking that time to breathe into the back. And then from here, inhaling, lengthen through the fingers. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left. Grab the left hand with the right. Breathe into your right lung. Little lateral stretch. Inhaling back toward the center, walking the hands toward the center to lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right, grabbing the right hand with the left. Breathe into the left lung. Inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, pressing back up. Hands on the waist. So little tiny circles with the neck, one direction. Observing it's counterclockwise or clockwise. Breathing here. And then slow it down, big circles. Nice big circles. Oops. And then slowly, when you feel a little tired, go slower. And then eventually exhaling, dropping the chin to your chest. Gonna do a little Ayurveda here, a little nali they call it. So shoving the fingertips into the rectus abdominis. We're gonna exhale, roll the pelvis back and pull the elbows in toward each other. And then looking down, let the head drop into your lap, spreading the skin between your shoulders. Growing that brain point, and then pressing into the core, and then quickly release. So it gets all the gas out, all the gas bubbles. You're grabbing a block. You're gonna place it on your right side of your elbow. So inhaling tall, hands on the waist. Exhale, dropping your right elbow onto the block. And if you don't feel like you can go a little further, you can remove the block, it's up to you. But if you feel a little teeter-tottery, you can use the block to ground the elbow. You're gonna inhale that left arm up to the sky and reach. So point and shoot the energy to that fingertip. Feeling the stretch along the side of your left side. Exhale, hand over the ear. So trying to ground the sit bones, get the full stretch. Turn the heart up to the sky. You're taking that top hand, grabbing the back of your skull. You're gonna pull the back of the skull to lengthen through the spine. Breathe here, stretching. And then from here, make a fist behind the skull. Start pumping the top bicep. We're gonna inhale, look toward that bicep. Watch your they call it Kriya Yoga, when you're telling one muscle what to do. You're gonna observe the top bicep pump. And then exhale, looking down toward the ground. We're gonna take that top hand and wrap it behind your back. And try to take that top hand and try to reach the opposite wrist. And you're gonna still continue looking down toward the ground. So you're getting the full stretch of the neck. Here you can even drop your right ear toward that right shoulder. And then hands on the, actually you can inhale, look up toward the sky. Hands on the waist, inhaling back toward the center. There's a little neck stretching. You can move that block out of the way, put it on the other side if you like. I'm gonna stagger so she can see and she can actually forward fold. You're gonna uncross, cross the opposite way. You're pulling the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reach. Breathing here, you can look at your thumbs, keep breathing and reaching. It's always nice to get this nice stretch. Exhale, forward fold, hands out in the front. Again, inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk those fingers. Forward fold, bowing down, hinging at the hips. And if you're like slumping over, just inhale to lengthen through the crown. Every inhalation, come out of that pose slightly. And then exhale, walk those fingers out. Just keep creeping, crawling those fingers out. Breathe into the back. Being very gentle, just breathing in. Nice and slow, hinging at the hips. And when you're ready, inhaling, lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale, walk those hands all the way to your far left. Grabbing your left hand with the right. Breathe into that right lung. Slow down the breath. And slowly inhale through the center, inhaling, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right. Grabbing your right hand with the left, breathe into your left lung. And then slowly, slowly inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, pressing back up. Good job. Hands on the waist. So if you remember rolling your head one direction, you did counterclockwise, try clockwise, little tiny circles. If you don't remember, try it both ways and then choose the side that you think you didn't do. Sometimes you forget. And then big, big circles, nice and slow. And the tighter it is, the slower you go. Being gentle, getting all the oxygen, all the fresh air into the tight, sinewy parts of your neck. And then exhale, dropping the chin to the chest. Hands on the waist. You're going to take your fingers and press it firmly into the core, rolling the pelvis, pulling the elbows in, and then let the head, again, drop into your lap like a bowling ball, spreading the skin just like a diamond in the back. Just let it grow. Press firmly into the core, and then quickly release. Good job. So grabbing the block, place it on your left elbow. Hands on the waist. Inhaling tall. We're going to exhale, drop to your left elbow onto the block. Again, if you feel like, oh, I need a little bit more, you can kick out that block. If you feel teeter-tottery, you can put that block back under. So this whole block thing is just a support, but it helps if you feel like it's not necessary. You can get that full stretch that way, just taking that block out of the way. So we're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky. Here we're going to point and shoot. So imagine you're pointing and shooting that ray gun, I guess, of energy out through your fingertips. And then exhale, hand over the ears, right over that right ear. I'm going to turn the heart up to the sky. You're breathing here. And then taking that top hand, grabbing the back of the skull. So we're going to stretch and elongate through the crown, elongate through that spine. Good job. Now make a fist behind the skull. We're going to start pumping your top bicep. And then we're going to look up toward that top bicep and watch your muscle pump. Good job. Now we're going to look down, exhale, looking down. Taking that top hand and wrap it behind your back into a half bind. Try to take that top hand and reach for the opposite wrist. So letting your head kind of drop toward or look down toward the ground. Get that full stretch of the neck. You can even drop your left ear toward the shoulder. And close those eyes. Just observe the neck. Good job. And from here, inhaling, look toward the middle of the room. And then here, look up toward the sky. Hands on the waist. Inhaling back up. Good job. You can now remove the block out of the way. We're going to uncross your legs here. You're can even windshield wiper the knees just to get circulation out toward the legs again. And then here, binding the feet. We're going to take your hands and wrap around the toes. Pull the heels in toward the groin. Here you can wiggle those knees around to warm up those hips. This is kind of like a butterfly, literally. So you walk, you can shimmy around, get that glute muscle massage. And then coming back into stillness, inhaling tall, inhaling, looking up toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. So again, inhale, breathe in through the crown, and then exhale, go a little deeper. So you're following your breath every time, inhaling. And come out of pose slightly, exhale, forward fold, pulling your nose toward your toes. See if you can get a good whiff. See if your feet health is just as good as your nose health. And then slowly inhaling back up. Good job. Now shoving the thumbs into the soles of your feet. We're going to wrap the top of the fingers on the top of the feet. We're going to press your elbows into your inner thighs and open up your feet like a book. So you're laterally hinging at the outer edge and you're rotating the ankles. And you're pressing the elbows into the inner thighs, open up those hips more. So you're kind of bowing down. Now looking at the sole lines, if you're wearing socks, you're reading the fuzz, but seeing where your feet are supposed to go. See if you need lotion or manicure, pedicure. Taking the hands and massaging the big toe, and then the second toe, the middle toe, and bringing the ring toe and the pinky. And then now the second knuckle. And massaging the knuckles. And then now foot reflexology, you're taking the thumbs, massaging the top of the feet. So it's the lungs of your feet. And then toward the center, if you press a little lower toward the center, that's the heart. And then either side you get the pancreas and the liver. And then down the line, just like the spine, all the way down either side, you get the kidneys. And then all the way down the spine, big GI tract, big circles. And all the way down toward the knees. And then the feet of the feet, big circles. It's good to be good to yourself. A little self-care goes a long way. Just a little massage. Now inhaling the legs out a little wider, like a diamond, pulling the flesh out from the back side. We're going to inhale the arms up to the sky, reaching. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands can either clasp those toes to keep them warm, or you can place them on the ground if you want grounding. So inhale through the crown, exhale, bowing down. If your neck allows. You can drop your chin to your chest. You can rock your ears left and right. With the head and neck massage and release. All that tension in the neck. And all that text necking we do. All the times we're always on our phones or on the computer. And then slowly, slowly inhaling back up, rolling back up, extending those legs out back in front. You're flexing the feet here, pulling the flesh out from the backside, pressing the palms into the ground. So you're coming into Dandasana. So you're opening up the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back, and then engaging the core and flexing the feet. Good job. So we can do a little bandha work. So the Mula Bandha is the root lock, and so you're going to flex the Kegel muscles. And then at the same time, you're going to try to flex the Udaya Bandha, the belly lock. And then from that, we're going to try to flex your throat lock, the Jalandhara Bandha. So you can practice one at a time. So flexing the Mula Bandha, flexing the Kegels. Now flexing your belly lock, your belly muscles. So you're going to contract all the belly muscles. And then now focus on your throat, contracting your throat. All right, now we're going to try all three. And then while you do that, you're going to press your palms along the side. And we're going to inhale and hold the breath for 10 seconds. So you're going to contract all three bandhas. Get a little energy going on, energy heat. You're going to press your palms and you're going to hold your breath. So getting on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And hold. And then release. So get a little warming in you. Good job. You're pulling the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, breathing here. Flex the hands as if you were carrying a tray of water. Now pull the elbows past the ears. Breathing here, being nice and tall and straight. This is, and flexing your feet. This is your downward dog in a different plane. Isn't that cool? So you're feeling the weight of your hands. It's a lot of energy, and then you're actually weightlifting. Now exhale, forward fold here. Bending the knees if you need to. You can grab your ankles, your big toe, little toe, or if you need a strap, you can help strap it behind the feet. You're breathing into the back. And then exhale, forward fold. Just a little bit more, and you can keep the knees bent because we haven't warmed up those hamstrings. We're breathing into the back in Paschimottanasana, Pashi pose, western side stretch. Bring the full breath into your back body. And exhale and go a little deeper. We're being good to our backside. And then slowly, slowly inhaling, rolling back up. Now pulling the left foot into the inner right thigh. We're again pulling the flesh out from the backside. We're going to inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Grab your big toe, little toe. Inhale through the crown. This is your Maha Mudra, your great seal pose. And then exhale, bending those elbows, bowing down your forehead toward that right knee. If you want, you can grab your ankle instead, or if you need a belt, you can use that. You can go grab beyond grabbing the wrist past the foot. It's up to you. Just breathe into your back body, and this is your Janu Shirshasana knee to head pose. Very juicy pose for the back, even the legs. Slow down the breath. Listen for that Ujjayi breath. Slowly, slowly releasing, inhaling, pressing back up. Now take that right leg, extend it out to the right side, pointing the toes up. Pull that left heel in toward the groin. Pointing the right toes up. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Breathing here. Exhale, drop your right elbow in front of that right knee. Top hand shooting like a rainbow. Now turn the heart up to the sky. Looking up. Breathe in. Every time you breathe in, exhale, reach that top hand over toward the feet. And take that elbow, right elbow in front of that knee. Just help turn and twist. And slowly, slowly inhaling back up. Good job. Now taking that left leg out to the left side, pointing both the toes up, and then pull the flesh out from the back side. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, hands out in front. Inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk the hands out. Point the toes up. So inhale through the crown. Keeping the toes pointed up. Exhale, walk those hands out. Hinge at the hips. So breathe into the back. So this helps those abductors, those tight hip flexors that won't flex, as well as the hamstrings. They might be very tight. So if you don't go far, that's totally fine, but you might notice with every practice you do, you get a little further. So inhale through the crown, exhale, walk those fingers out. Keep the toes pointed up. This is your Upavissana Konasana. It's a wide ankle seated forward fold. And then grow slowly, slowly. Inhaling, pressing back up. Good job. Now pulling the right heel in towards the groin, keeping the left toes pointed up toward the side. Inhale, arms up to the sky, breathing here. Exhale, dropping your left elbow in front of that left knee, top hand over. Now exhale, turn the heart up to the sky, breathe here. And then exhale, every time you exhale, try to reach a little further toward those toes. Breathing here to get that the side extension. The longer the extension of the torso, you get a little bit more range, you feel a little longer, a little taller. In due time, you get a lot more range of motion. And then slowly, slowly inhaling back up. Good job. Now taking that extended left leg, placing it in front of you, sealing that right foot into that left inner thigh, closer to the groin. Pull the flesh out from the backside. Kind of settle those sit bones. Inhale, arms up again. Breathe in. Exhale, grabbing the big toe and pinky toe. So inhale through the crown and your great seal. And then exhale, bend those elbows forward, fold, dropping the forehead toward the knee. Again, you can grab the ankles if you want. You can grab the sole of your feet. You can use a belt. Getting that side stretch. The full, this is actually a hamstring stretch. You might feel it. A very juicy pose for the back. Slow down the breath and drop a little deeper with every exhale. Maybe your forehead might touch your knee someday. Full stretch. And then slowly, slowly inhaling up. Good job. Now crossing your ankles. I'm going to drop the hands behind the back. We're going to exhale, drop the head into the trapezius. And then we're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Bring in that fresh air into your front body. Breathe in the sunflower pose. Exhale, dropping your tailbone back down. So it's nice because you're actually using your instead of your triceps, your biceps, you're using your triceps. Here, uncross, cross the opposite way. It's almost like a reverse plank. Hands back behind you. We're going to exhale, drop the head back into the trapezius. And we're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Here, breathe into your front body. This opens up those hips more. Exhale, drop the tailbone down. It's a very juicy pose, but it feels so good on those hips. Here, coming onto your hands and knees. So spread those palms. Spread those palms, hands underneath the armpits, knees underneath the hips. You're going to start swinging your hips left and right. Open up here. You can sway your head left and right. You can draw big circles. Open up. Big breathing and exhaling back. You can do figure eights even, allowing the hips to drop. Then when you're ready, we're going to exhale. You can keep your knees together if you like. You're going to exhale, pull back into a Balasana, child's pose. If your knees are feeling like you're squishing the belly, you can pull your knees apart. Allow the belly to drop in between the knees. So this is your extended child's pose. Stretching out those palms, pushing the palms into the mat. You're going to press your sit bones all the way back down onto your heels. And then here, you can relax the palms and shoulders by placing the palms near the feet. And if your knees are together, you get the full stretch of the back. Again, if you want a block to support your forehead to give your neck a little length, you can. You can also place a block between the sit bones and your heels. So slow the breath down, counting the seconds of your breath. So if you can increase it 1 extra second, the 2 to 3 second inhalation. And anytime your feet cramp up or uncramp, you can untuck it or tuck your toes. You can come in and out of this pose anytime. But with this pose, try to increase your inhalation 1 extra second. So if it's 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 seconds inhalation, you increase it to 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 even inhalation. Slow your breath down. And at the very, very top, you hold it for a microsecond. And then when you exhale, just as slowly until you're completely empty, can you hold it at the very bottom for a microsecond? So with this effect, it turns on that parasympathetic nervous system. And you're breathing and lengthening the breath, slowing down your heart rate. And just like a land turtle, the tortoise living 4 breaths per minute, live up to 200 years long, just as much we might get there. Slow your breath down. Then here, you have any neck issues, you can opt out. You can just stay in Balasana. But here we're going to roll up into rabbit. So hands either side of your ears. We're going to exhale, roll onto the top of the crown. So you're getting a little pressure on the top of the crown. Here you can balance. Here you can keep your hands placed there. You can also challenge yourself and lift up your right palm up to the sky. And here you can even exhale, swap hands, lift your left palm up to the sky. And if you want, you can try to lift both palms up to the sky, interlace the fingers, and pull the wrists forward into rabbit ears. And then when you're ready, you can unwind, rolling back off, slowly back into Balasana. Relax the shoulders. And then slowly inhaling, pressing up into a seated position. So you're sitting on the back of your heels. You're coming into that Virasana. Sounds like we need to do a little Nadi Shodhana. So clear up the nose. I know she has bad allergies. I do too, but I get allergy shots. So you're going to take your pointer and your middle finger onto your third eye and rest the other palm. And then your right thumb will go onto the right nostril, and your pinky and your ring finger will be pressing your left nostril. But right now we're just free breathing. Nice and deep, and blow it out of your nostrils. And then here, we're gonna press since we just woke up, we're gonna press your right nostril. Inhale through the left, hold, pinch both nostrils, and then release your right nostril, blow out the right nostril. And then just as slowly inhale your right nostril. Pinch both, hold, exhale out through your left nostril. Nice and slowly inhaling through your left nostril. Pinch and hold. And then exhale out your right. And then releasing. Good job. Now, might as well lay on your left side body. Gonna pillow your head. So we're gonna come into Vishnu's pose. This is great for the allergies. We're gonna hold your hands, your head under your left palm. And you're gonna balance on your left side. You're gonna grab that top knee. Here you can even grab the ankle or your big toe. And we're gonna kick out that leg and you're balancing. So here you're gonna take your left thumb and press it on your left nostril and breathe in through your right nostril and then blow it out through your right nostril. So this is called Vishnu's pose. So it's like, hey, how's it hanging? And you keep breathing through that right top nostril and you blow it out just like a whale. Good job. And then releasing that leg. We're gonna roll onto your belly, come into that Sphinx, spread those palms, shake the tailbone, relax the glutes, lift through the crown. So releasing the glutes. That is nice to decompress the lower back in that sense. You're actually compressing the lower back and decompressing the inguinal area in the front. So hopefully taking off any pressure off the nerves that go through those femoral veins and whatnot. And then here we're gonna roll over to your right side body. So I'm gonna face away from you, hands supporting your right ear. And then here, inhaling, grabbing that left knee. And then here, try to grab the big toe with your peace fingers. And then kick out that leg. So you're balancing on your right hip. You can even bend that bottom knee if you need to. Give yourself some balance. And here, you can take your right thumb, press your right nostril. Again, breathe in through your left nostril. And then blow it out. You might notice one nostril is much more clear than the other. They call it Shwara Yoga, where every 2 hours, one nostril opens up and the other one closes. And that's because of the energy that goes into our system, up our Sushumna, and then release the leg. And then coming back onto your belly button. Here, coming back into Sphinx. So the Sushumna is the spine, technically, and the Pingala and Ida are the energy from our hips that swirl and combine into each part of our energy systems, our chakras. So it's kind of cool, the whole Ayurveda medical systems. Here, spread those fingers, just relax the glutes. Here, shake the tailbone. And inhale, chin up to the sky. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Rock your ears left and right now. Inhaling back toward neutral spine. Left arm across the mat. Inhale that right arm up to the sky. Breathing in. Exhale, weave it underneath your left armpit. Walking that left hand to the right here. Relax your chin or cheek. Maybe in the crook of your arm. Maybe your top bicep of your left arm. Allow your heart to melt. Close those eyes. Spreading the skin of your back. That's that little diamond in the trapezius. Yeah, it's that rhomboid, right? You're allowing the skin to grow between the shoulder blades. In Qigong, they call it brain point. It's the opposite of the heart. So you're just letting it grow, develop. Close those eyes and surrender. Practice surrendering. Breathing deeply into your lower spine. And then here, exhale, wrapping your arms around. Give yourself a generous hug. Pat yourself on the back. Congratulate yourself for getting on the mat this morning and getting out of bed. And then here, unwinding, coming back into Sphinx. Elbows back underneath. Spreading those fingers, those palms, shaking the tailbone. That's really great. So it's interesting how this actually strengthens that back. You know why? Because you're actually using your accessory muscles here along your serratus anterior, along your ribs. You're actually building the muscles every time you do this. Now, right arm in front, inhale, left arm up to the sky. Breathe here. Exhale, weave it underneath your right armpit, walking that Right hand to the left. Again, resting your cheek or chin, maybe on the top bicep, maybe the crook of your arm. Close those eyes. Surrendering here. Allow the skin of your back to spread open like a blossom. Bring the wings of your back. Breathe slow all the way down to your tailbone. So just practice surrendering. Release anything that does not serve you. And here again, give yourself another tight, generous hug. Because a little self-care always goes so far, so long. It's like that Temple Grandin with our little cowl squeezing machine. We all need a little squeeze sometime. And here, unwinding, unwrapping. Resting on your chin, reverse Shavasana. Or cheek. You can rest in your palms and you shake your tailbone. Here you can bend those knees and windshield wiper those heels. Just massage the thighs. You feel that lower back release. Good job. Here, dropping your heels, resting your chin onto the mat. Hands beside your armpits, thumbs near the nipples. So hands underneath the armpits, thumbs near the nipples. We're going to squeeze the elbows in toward the ribs. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to inhale, lift the chin into a little baby cobra. Here, if you're pressing too much onto the palm, you're going to lift the palms and squeeze those elbows a little toward those ribs. Lift through the belly button. Good job. Exhaling back down onto your chin. Rest here. Here, pressing your palms back underneath, thumbs near the nipples. We're going to zipper up the toes. You're going to inhale, lift the chin back up. Pull the elbows or the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to lift those toes up. Keep those toes zippered. This is Shalabhasana Locust Pose A. We're going to exhale, hands out in front. Like Superman, you can unzipper your feet too. Now lift a little higher. Lift those limbs higher. And then here you can exhale, pull the hands back. Like a floating Superman. So this is Locust Pose C. Here you can even bend those knees, grab your ankles, grab the tops of your feet. Squeeze your knees together as if you had a block between. Here you can rock and roll on your pelvis and kick out those legs. And if you can't rock and roll, that's all right. You're doing good. And then exhale, releasing back down. Resting on one cheek. Slow down your breath. Feel your heart pump. Breathe into the back body. Nice and slow. Here you can swap cheeks. Resting on the opposite cheek. Good job. Nice neck stretch here. Resting back on your chin, palms back underneath. We're going to inhale, lift up into all fours. Coming onto all fours into your table. You're going to drop your elbows down, coming into your forearms here. And then here you can exhale, pull your sit bones back and drop onto your forehead. Or you can even drop onto your chin into this Anahatasana, heart pose or puppy pose. And pull the sit bones back in space. Allow the heart again to melt. So you're opening up the heart. This is a very beautiful heart opener. Puppy pose. Or call it prancing puppy or playful puppy. All these puppy poses. If you want a little extra stretch of the armpits, you can put your hands together in namaste. Pull it behind the skull. Allow the heart to drop. You're stretching out those armpits more. Open up the space, the shoulders. And then exhale, dropping the hands back down, inhaling back up into all fours. Left hand in the center. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Breathing here. Exhale, weave it underneath your left armpit. And then resting your forehead or right ear toward the ground. You're twisting, looking up. You can take that top hand and wrap it behind your back. twisting the heart up. And then even if you want an extra challenge for balancing here, left leg out to the side as if you were in Parigasana pose. The balancing here. You can rewind everything. Leg back in, left hand above. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Breathe here. Exhale, swapping hands. Right hand in the center. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Breathing here. Exhale, weaving underneath and resting on your left shoulder. So twisting and looking up. You can take that top hand and wrap it behind your back again. Turning the heart up. This is nice shoulder stretches. If you want an extra challenging on the balance, you can take that right leg out to the side. Almost like Parigasana gate pose. And then here, rewinding the hand, rewinding the leg, inhaling that left arm back up, breathing here. Exhale, placing it back down. Good job. Now tucking your toes, we're gonna sit back onto the heels just to open up those arches, because if we want to do some balancing, you gotta stretch out those legs. Good job. And then here, coming back off, you can massage the toes. And then tucking the toes, spreading the palms, we're gonna inhale, lift the hips up here, pulling back. You can walk the full length of the mat and pedal away your heels. And shake your head and nod. You can even bend both the knees, point the sit bones up, and then exhale, drop the heels. You can sway your hips left or right to get the full side body massage. Full side body stretch. And then looking between the thumbs, you're gonna bend those knees, you can walk up, skip up, or hop up into a forward fold. Bending the knees, you lay your belly on the lap, grabbing the elbows. You can let your head dangle side by side. If you lay your belly on your lap, it gives you a bit more balance. You're stretching out those hamstrings, letting the head dangle. Good job. You're releasing the palms, hands onto the mat. Inhale, halfway up, hands either on the shins or knees, engaging the core, having a flat back. You're using your spinal muscles, your infraspinalis, your supraspinalis, and actually your hamstrings. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Let the head dangle. Here you can even wrap the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then exhale, pull the wrist forward. You can shake your head and nod. Be your own chiropractor. And then releasing the palms, hands back in front, inhaling, sprouting all the way up, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. So lift all those toes, plant them firmly into the mat. Engage the core. So your feet might be directly underneath your hips. If not, you can try playing with this. You can put your toes together, heels apart. You can lean forward and back just to get that groundation. You can even pull the heels in together and see where you're the most sturdiest. So tucking the tailbone. Now, if your most sturdiest is your feet apart, you can rewind back to where you want. Good job. Now release the palms out to the side. Just relax the shoulders, coming into the Tadasana. Palms facing forward if you want to open up the heart, or if you want to relax the shoulders, you can have it along the inseam of your pants. As long as you're tucking the tailbone, engage the core, and then rising through the crown as if you were a puppet and you had a string on the very top, pulling it up toward the ceiling, to the sky. Close those eyes, feeling groundation, lift those toes, plant them firmly into the mat. Now hands back to the heart, close those eyes, we're gonna lean forward, and then exhale, lean back. And then come back toward your center. Now lean toward your right. And back toward your center, lean toward your left. And then come back to your center, your true north, your true self. Blink your eyes open. We're gonna lean toward your right foot. Put all the weight on your right foot. We're gonna inhale, left knee up in space. You can rock and roll, wiggle those toes, balancing here. We're gonna exhale, drop that left foot in front of the right. You're gonna have little slight bends in the knees, dropping the hands alongside the inseam of the pants, stretching out through the middle fingers. We're gonna lean forward and then lean back and come toward your center. Now focus on a point in front of you that's not moving, a drishti. That or the tip of the nose or your belly button. You're gonna slowly close your left eye. And then blink that eye open. If you fall out, you can fall back in here. You can wiggle back and forth, get the wiggles out, extend again out through your middle fingers, then come back to your center point of balance. Again, focus on a point in front of you that's not moving, a drishti, or the tip of the nose, a body drishti, or the belly button. Slowly close your right eye. And then blink that eye open. Good job, guys. Again, wiggle around. One more time. Extend out through the middle fingers. Engaging the core, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Get that balance. Focus on a point on your body now. The tip of the nose or the belly button. And then slowly close both your eyes. And then blink your eyes open. Good job. Sometimes, sometimes we get more wiggly when we have both eyes out closed. So hands to the heart. And how that left knee up in space. Wiggle, rock and roll the ankle. Grabbing that left knee. You're going to slide that hand down to the ankle. You're going to place it into your inner thigh, inner thigh or below on the calf or even the ankle. And then hands to the heart. So if you need, you can kickstand it because it helps open up the hips or the calf, but never on the knee because you don't ever want it on the knee joint. It wears it down and you don't want knee issues. So you want to place it above if you can. It's up to you. Just focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. Here you can have your hands above your head like an Egyptian. You can explode the hands out like a volcano. You can wiggle the palms around. If you fall out, you can fall back in. Keep trying, because this is all in the ankle strength. This is what I teach during surf lessons. You gotta build up the ankle muscles and your feet, Good job. And then releasing everything. And again, if you need a wall, it's great to use those walls. Here you go. Now shake out your leg. Wiggle it around. Get that excess energy off, all the static energy out. And then coming back into Samastihi, equal standing pose, where you're lifting all those toes up, plant them firmly back onto the mat, engaging the core, tucking the tailbone, rolling the shoulders back, feeling tall, hands to the heart, and grounding back down. And then blink your eyes open. We're gonna lean over to your left foot. Inhale that right knee up in space. Good job. Here you can wiggle the toes, rock and roll the ankles. And then exhale, drop that right foot in front of the left, just like you're on a guy wire. Extend those arms out to the sides, resting alongside the inseam of the pants. And then here, bending both knees, you're gonna lean forward and then lean back. And then come to your center point of gravity. Extend out through those middle fingers. Have those bouncy knees if you need. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving, a drishti. Hear that, or you can focus on the tip of the nose or your belly button. Slowly close your left eye. And then blink that eye open. Good job. Now bounce around, go back and forth, extend out through those middle fingers. Focus back on a point in front of you that's not moving or the tip of the nose or belly button. Slowly close your right eye. If you fall out, you can fall back in anytime. And then blink your eyes open. Good job. Here, you can get the wiggles out again. Moving, shifting, adjusting, extend out through those middle fingers. Again, come to that point of stillness, the center point of gravity. Now focus now on the tip of the nose or the belly button. Slowly close both your eyes. And then blink your eyes open. Whoa, that was more difficult for me. But that's all right. It was every day we change and we always challenge ourselves. So hands to the heart. Inhale that right knee up in space. Here, rock and roll, wiggle those toes. Grabbing that right knee. You're gonna walk the hand all the way down to the ankle. You can place it into the inner thigh of your left thigh, or the bottom calf, or the ankle of your standing leg. I want to face you. So whichever, you can have your hands to the heart. You can inhale it to your head, almost like an Egyptian. Or you can exhale, explode the palms out, wave it around. Sometimes you have better balance waving around. I don't know why, it's our equilibrium in our ears. And then here, releasing out those legs. Here, shake it around. And then coming back to with your mat here, hands to the heart. Exhaling, dropping down your tailbone. Here you can have your elbows into the inner knees. You can drop onto a block if you want to just squat onto it, or you can move dynamically left or right. This allows those hips to open. Elbows into the inner knees, just open up those hips a little bit more. So this helps prevent the hip breakages. Since Americans don't squat over toilets every day, so this is our daily squat. And the squatty potties help. And then eventually, if you want to play, you can place your palms out in front. You can even put a block in front to break the fall or both. So you can lift one toe up, lift the opposite toe up, and just balance. You can use both your toes and engage the core. And land your forehead onto a block if you want. Good job, guys. Those who are taking flight. And eventually exhaling, dropping back down onto your tailbone. Extend those legs out if you want to relax. So if you did a lot of wrist work, here you can take your wrist and kind of give it a twirl, and then twirling it the opposite way, and then shaking it out, and then shake it out in front and back. I know every time we're on our wrists in yoga, it does a number on our either side. So it's good to just shake it out. And from here, we're going to come into Shavasana. So grabbing your mat to the nearest real estate along the wall if you want to do legs of the wall. Otherwise, you can grab the back of your hammies. Or exhale, engage the core and grab a nearby blanket you want, covering yourself. You're going to come down all the way down onto your back, nice and slow as molasses. You can even have a bolster or a pillow underneath your knees. And then exhale, one vertebrae at a time, all the way back down onto the ground. Close those eyes, palms facing up. Relaxing the throat. Relax those eyeballs. Let those eyeballs sink into the eye sockets. Relax those ears. Relaxing the jaw. Let the tongue relax. Relaxing the throat. Allow all the muscles across your shoulders. Relax. And breathe into your lungs as if we're part of the floor. And letting your belly relax. Pretend there's a plug in the belly button. Unplug it. Letting all those visceral organs of pelvic floor drop. Releasing the glutes. Relax the back of the knees. Let the calves get heavier. Let the heels get heavier. And relaxing the back of your feet. the soles of your feet. And all that subtle body energy dissipate. Observing all the noise outside the room. Let it float away like purple puffy clouds. Observing all the noise within the room. Observing and let it float away like pink puffy clouds. Observing any thoughts within your mind. Let it float away. Bright yellow puffy clouds. Like the sunset, you're just observing noises and thoughts. Like observing the sunrise, watching the clouds change. I'm teaching yoga. Wiggling your fingers and your toes, and integrating everything you've done. You're taking a nice deep breath in, inhaling those knees into your heart. They're rocking left and right, massaging the side bodies. And eventually exhaling, dropping to your favorite side. You can pillow your face, pillow your ears. Take 2 deep breaths. I'm gonna inhale, pressing back up into a seated position. Sorry about that. Here we're gonna unmute everyone. Oh, unmute.